alaikum everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And thanks to Nisa Helpline for inviting me to talk about navigating through social incongruity and conforming to peer pressure. Now, I admit that one of the topics we love to talk about when we're talking to youth is peer pressure. And that's because as a young person, you're bound to deal with peer pressure on a daily basis. Whether you're being pressured to look a certain way, act a certain way, or talk in a certain way, or you may be pressured to follow certain trends or try new things. This constant pressure to fit a certain picture could have a great impact on your daily life and on your self-esteem. So when we talk about conforming to peer pressure, the key word here is being pressured, because conformity of itself is not necessarily a negative behavior. It's simply part of our basic social behavior. We tend to imitate the majority, whether because we want to fit in, or we want to be applauded for our decisions, or maybe we want to seem knowledgeable, or we just want to please people around us. But regardless of why we do that, people naturally around us tend to influence the decisions that we make, as many studies have shown. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. Take, for example, if you have people around you that are charitable, they could encourage you to be more charitable yourself. If you see people exercising, this may, just may, motivate you to exercise. If you're entering a building and you see people running out of it, screaming, you immediately assume danger and you run away yourself. You don't wait and sit around to see for yourself, thankfully. So in this case, the influence around you is not only positive, but it's also life-saving. So as you can see, peer influence can be positive as opposed to peer pressure, because peer influence gives you the choice to decide for yourself. It gives you the choice to see what you want to do. It doesn't compel you to go against your best judgment. On the contrary, it encourages you to act according to your best judgment. That's why we always stress on the importance of having friends that are like you, that share the same values as you do, because they could be your support system. They could be your positive influence. So conformity can only be problematic when you feel pressure to go against your best judgment, when you're feeling pressure to go against your gut feeling, against your rational thinking, to behave in a way that doesn't resemble you. This kind of conformity is really detrimental and harmful to your sense of confidence and self-esteem. And that's why we always put emphasis on it, because it takes away the sense of value that you have for yourself. You simply don't feel valued by your peers for who you are, because what you think, what you like, what you dislike simply doesn't matter. Not only does it not matter, but you're actually being forced to do something that you dislike to please others that don't even care about what you like to begin with, and God knows if you even really like them in the first place. And so this really seems funny to me. Compare this to being accepted for who you are and being welcomed just as you are. The way you look, the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you behave, just as you are. How different will that feel? In the first scenario, internally, you're simply not feeling accepted for who you are and you're not feeling valued. As opposed to the second scenario, where you are being accepted for who you are. Just think how valued you feel. When your friends take into account your personal preferences, it shows how much they care about you. Feeling accepted and welcomed for who you are takes away the pressure from your shoulders to please others all the time, and it takes away the stress that comes with it. And that's why it's very important to make decisions and choices based on your core values, not based on what you're being pressured to do. Knowing your core values is your roadmap to navigating through the social incongruity that you may face. Knowing your inner values is your roadmap to finding balance in your life. The more you know your values, the more you understand them, and the deeper the conviction you have, the more your heart and brain are aligned, the more your thoughts and feelings are paralleled, so that they're not pulling you in different directions. I want you to consider the last time you tried to take a decision. Just make any decision. For example, whether you want to buy something or not, or whether you were deciding whether you should say something or not, or you should do something or not, whatever it is. Just think about you trying to make that decision and what made that decision difficult for you. You will realize that your internal conflict that you had between your heart and your mind, you rationally feel like you need to act in a certain way, but you emotionally feel like you want to act in another. So when these two forces are pulling you in different directions, it really complicates your decision-making process. But when you have them on the same page, it really makes you making your decisions a lot easier. So know your core values and understand them. Don't just adopt them because people around you said so. Know why these values are important to you. Have conviction, deep conviction that satisfies your heart. And once you know your values, try to surround yourself with friends and people that share those values and that are willing to support you so that you feel validated and accepted. Those people may not be from the same cultural background as you are. They're simply people that appreciate your personal decisions. And also be yourself, support others. Just the same way you like to be supported, support others. The same way you like to be helped, help others as well. Don't allow yourself to be bullied into conformity. Now I know not all peer pressure comes in the form of bullies. Some of the peer pressure can be friendly. So let's consider a scenario where you could face a friendly peer pressure. And I want you to think of the different solutions you could come up with. So let's say you want your classmates want to go to a party and they want you to come with you. They want you to come with them. And you know it's going to be so much fun. It's hard to say no to them. However, you also know that the environment is not right for you. So what would you do in this case? I want to take a few seconds, pause the video if you like, and consider what you might do. One solution I could think of is to politely decline. Be comfortable with saying no. Don't be embarrassed. Just say no and instead try to have your own party that fits your own standards. Invite them along if you like. Gather your friends and do something that you enjoy together. And here I think it's very important to actually try and engage yourself in an activity that you enjoy after you say no. Because let's imagine together what will happen if you just said no and then you went back home with nothing to do. Most likely what's going to happen is you're going to start thinking about the party that they're having and how it turned out and how much fun you're probably missing out, and you will start to experience FOMO. You're going to hold your cell phone, start checking social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. You want to see all the photos they're posting, you want to see all the comments they're making, and you start to probably regret not going. So instead of going through all that stress, and wasting your time just seeing what they're doing. Make use of your time by doing something that you enjoy. I think that's a lot more fun than just, watching what others are doing. Do something that you enjoy with people that you like. And always remember that whoever leaves something for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah will replace them with something much better. من ترك شيئا لله عوضه الله خير منه. And here's a word to parents. Please be on board when your children want to have some good fun. It may not be so much fun for you, but trust me, it is worth it. It's worth it because you're helping them remain true to who they are by raising their confidence and building their self-esteem. So if they want to borrow your basement or they want your help to rent the party room in the building, please be on board. You need to be their support system. They need to know that they can come to you for help. Basically, you need to be their safe haven. They need to feel your love for them. Show your love for them by being engaged in their activities. Show your love for them no matter what they do, no matter what they say. Now, I know that parents love their children unconditionally. But the problem is that sometimes in the frustration of what the children are going through, this frustration could mask the love that you have for them or that you feel for them. So make sure to always show your love for them. Show it with the way you look at them. Look at them with compassion. Listen to them with empathy. Talk to them with mercy. Choose your words kindly. Choose kind words to convey your message. And remember, chances are if they're not listening to you while they're feeling your love, then they're probably not going to listen to you when they're not feeling it. So never let your frustration overpower your love. And at the end of the day, always keep your arms open to them, to embrace them. And when you see your children kicking and struggling, not knowing which way to go, always keep your door open to them. Never shut it in their face. Be their safe haven. And these are the words that I want to leave you with. I don't have anything more to say about peer pressure. I hope that you found this talk helpful and beneficial. Thank you so much for listening. And I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to always guide you and protect you. Assalamu alaikum.